हेलो एवरीवन, नमस्कार एंड वेलकम टू द चैनल। और आज की इस लाइव वीडियो में हम बात करेंगे जीडीपीआई, जो हमारा एमबीए इंटरव्यू के लिए जो सिमुलेशन रहता है, उसका आज हमारा एक पार्ट 3 हम करने वाले हैं। बिकॉज लास्ट 2 पार्ट्स में बहुत आपने अच्छा उसको लाइक किया और बहुत बच्चों को बेनिफिट हुआ है। तो हर पार्ट में हम एस्टीम्ड पैनलिस्ट को बुलाते हैं और वो पैनलिस्ट अपनी जर्नी को शेयर करते हैं और साथ ही साथ में 3 से 4 कैंडिडेट को लाइव इंटरव्यू करते हैं और उनको फीडबैक भी देते हैं। The purpose of this exercise is, the people who were few years back on the same stage, now they have gone through the process, so they understand the process very well. And for today's show we have very eminent panel with us. We have with us Shreyansh, who is from SIBM Pune, who is an alumnus of SIBM Pune, and Vani Garg from who is an current student at MDI Gurgaon. So both of these students were in the shoe of the student who are this year appearing for CAT and SNAP and other examination and the whole interview process. Shreyansh did his MBA from SIBM Pune. He appeared for CAT and SNAP in 21. And now he's working as a deputy manager with Maruti, right? And he is having a great career, and he will be here as esteemed panelist today. So I welcome you, Shreyansh, to this particular video and the session and on the channel. So we also have with us, as I told, Vani Garg.
Thank you so much, sir.
Right. Vani Garg is from Punjab, Gidarbaha. So she did her basic schooling from in Jindal School in Hisar, and then she went on to do her graduation from Shri Ram College of Commerce, and then stayed in Chandigarh and worked really hard for 1 year to make CAT happen for her. And she got into IIMs, few baby IIMs, and then XLRI, 1 or 2 campuses, and then finally she settled at MDI Gurgaon, which is itself a prominent institution as far as MBA scenario is concerned. So she has been epitome of hard work and consistency and discipline at Mission CAT for all the years she prepared here. So we welcome you, Vani, to this particular video and to the channel.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, and we have Nikhil Garg as a candidate with us. So I'll not be introducing Nikhil because that will be part of their process. So before we start, I would like Shreyansh to share his journey and share the maybe 1 or 2 things from his interview and a tip to our audience for GD interview and PI process.
Sure, sir. First of all, thank you for having me in the panel, and it's actually a great pleasure for me to be here. And from the times I was preparing for CAT and SNAP and taking your mentoring and then getting into SIBM Pune and the top colleges, made me where I am at the moment. So I'll give you a brief introduction about myself. So before SIBM Pune, I was a part of Delhi College of Engineering, from where I did my BTech. That was from 2015 till 2019, and I completed my schooling from one of the esteemed school, which is Mayo College Ajmer. That is in a boarding school, and I completed my 10th, 8th, 9th, and so on. So my career had been a mix of tech background and the management background, and had learned a lot about the marketing, about GTM, about the strategy moving further in my career. So it had been, I passed out from SIBM in 2022, and post that it had been 3 years since I had been in the industry, like serving in e-commerce like Meesho, and currently being with Maruti as a DM at the moment. So few tips which actually helped me to crack snap in the CAT exams was having the clarity and having the basic structure problem solving thinking as to how you need to solve the problem and come to the solution part, and then having a clarity about the thought process as to what you want to say, what the panelists want to hear at the end of the day. So confidence and personality is one part which drives the person and makes yourself to be very much available in front of the panel, which makes you stand out in front of the interviewer and in front of the front of the general audience as well. So the key matrix is that you need to be exceptionally confident, you need to have a clarity of focus, and you need to be really good in the problem solving and understanding the problem at the core. So that's had been my mantra, and you should be aligned with knowing the fundamentals from where you have done your graduation and what sort of the
Hmm.
subjects you have studied during your graduation, your 10th and 12th. You should be thorough with the subjects, and there isn't any chance that that a panelist or any other person will be asking you the questions out of the syllabus which is there inside
Yeah,
the books. So if
this
you
is
are
very
thorough with
important.
that, you will be.
Right,
Yes, sir.
right. This is very important point you mentioned. You need to be very, very thorough with who you are, what are your, I would say, key points, and what are your highlights of your career. That should you should be very thorough with that. Right. So, good. Hmm.
So, talking about the top B schools interviews, usually the panel judge based upon your psychometric analysis as to how how sharp you are in terms of choosing the words, what exactly you are saying, how much conscious and how much confident you are, whatever you are saying, does it make sense or not. Point B is structural thinking as to, given a problem statement, any of the problem being given to you, how simplified, in a simplified version, how you're able to break the problems into the simpler solutioning and able to make the other people and the audiences explain it to them. Correct. So these are the certain management, the micromanagement key traits which usually the leadership people looks into a candidate in the B schools interviews moving further. And of course, the domain knowledge expertise comes as a subset, or having the hands-on experience helps you to set apart from the other candidates which are there in the panel. So specifically, I'll be talking about SIBM Pune panel. So in SIBM Pune, usually it happens with the three-layered stage process. First being the exercise or the group exercise process, which is there, followed by the personal interview, which drives via the alumni and via the teachers which are there in panel. So hello.
Yeah, please carry on.
Yes. So basically, yeah. So basically, during the GE process, there are the different sets of the exercise wherein you would be collaborating with the students which are there, your competitors which are there. The team building activity will be there. It can be based into the storytelling process, or possibly there would be the two or three different exercises which are there on which the basic marking which gets done in the marking scheme of maybe 10 points or maybe 20 points or 30 points, right? Simpler exercises being story forming, structure thinking, how you're addressing the students which are there, and the basic criteria is that what is your thought process to that particular topic. Be it, for an example, there can be a topic about cryptocurrency, or maybe the digital currency coming in the future era which is there, or possibly how the India economy will be booming in the next 5 to 10 years. What is the landscape? How does the financial situation of India looks like in the era of Nirmala Sitharaman or our finance minister, right? How the taxation regime system is looking or is moving further in the context of the import and export or the trade which is happening at the moment. How the automotive industry looking like for India at the core, and what are the competitors which are there in US and then in the Middle East or in the European countries, right? So these are the certain. I just have given you the gist or possibly the examples of the number of topics. There can be a lot of brainstorming and a lot of different general points which are there. You need to be very specific as a candidate at what you need to say, how much sense you are making, and what is the factual thing which you can deliver in the 5 minute short and concise discussion which is happening toward the panel and in front of your peers as well. So that is my strong fundamentals on which I usually focus upon, having the tech and understanding about the fundamentals first, and then moving into how you can twist or turn the answer basis on the behavioral of how the panel is judging you and what sort of the questions which the panel is asking. Via the cross questioning, you will be able to understand that what actually the panel is seeking upon and how you can modulate and turn around the answers moving further. So that's how you can carry up the interview and you can make your standing and marking accordingly. So, sir, happy to give it to you. You can provide the suggestion based on it.
Right. Right. Great. Great. Thank you very much, Sriyansh. You have really given the valuable inputs. Now let us start with the interview process now. So we have with us the first candidate, who is Mr. Just 1 minute. Yeah, we have Nikhil Garg with us. So then we'll have Aryan Garg followed by him. So Nikhil, you are all ready for the interview?
Yes.
Yeah. So over to you, Shreyansh. You can start with the interview process. Hmm.
Sure, Nikhil. Nikhil, I'd want to understand about your brief background and can you give me the introduction?
Yes, sure. Good evening, sir. So my name is Nikhil Garg and I belong to Bathinda, Punjab. And I have completed my schooling from St. George's College, Missouri. It's a boarding school, which helped me develop independence and discipline at an early age. And I'm currently pursuing computer engineering at Thapar University, Patiala. So during my course, I developed a strong interest in analytical problem solving and structured thinking. And as for my final year project, our team worked on detecting fake medical images, where I was involved in coordination and evaluation aspects of the project. And so outside academics, I regularly go to the gym,
Why do you want to
which
pursue
has
MBA?
helped me. So as my engineering background helped me develop analytical thinking and structured problem solving. But however, over time, I realized that I'm more interested in understanding how decisions are made at a broader business level rather than focusing only on the technical execution. And I want to understand areas like strategy, markets, finance, and how organizations create long term value. So I think an MBA will help me complement my technical foundation with managerial and decision making skills.
Okay. What had been your percentage in the BTech in Thapar Patiala
Currently, I'm pursuing till 7 sem, my CG was 8.74.
Okay. I'll be giving you one topic, right? You just have to think for a minute and then you need to structure down the problem. So the topic, the one word topic given to you is destiny. You just take 30 seconds or two, so, and you break down the word into the structured problem thinking and you just provide me the input regarding the same. Correct.
Sir, what is the problem?
Destiny. Destiny is a word I've given to you. You gotta take 30 seconds and speak for a minute. Nikhil, you may start.
So I think destiny is like what people may say, like you are bound to like some to go there, or like this will eventually happen to like someone, or like someone's destiny is to like study in a certain college or something like that. And no matter like how much he prepared or something. So I think destiny, if people if people keep on believing on destiny and like do not work hard, so I think that will not take them anywhere. Instead of believing on completely on destiny, I think we should focus on our current goals and keep striving toward them. So I think destiny and like hard work like go hand in hand. So I think that's that. And people like
What do you
sometimes
understand by GNP and GDP?
GDP is gross domestic product, and I don't remember
Hmm.
the other term.
Okay. What do you understand by supply demand analysis?
So as far as I have studied supply and demand, they both go hand in hand. So if the supply is increasing, the demand may increase or decrease. I think there is a graph for that. If the supply is increasing, so I think we can also take cost analysis into that. And like
What do you mean by
if the
cost?
supply is increasing, the price may go down. And if the supply and the demand may increase.
Nikhil, do you understand what is functions? What are functions? You might have studied in 12th, correct? 12th and BTech.
Functions as in coding.
No. What do you understand by functions? Generalistic terms.
So I think functions in coding part, I know functions are those like which we define a body and we may pass a parameter or not to them. And a function is like a body which we have told it to do something. And there are
How can you
variables.
apply? How can you apply functions and cost and supply and demand analysis? Which is the function of what? Can you define the function? Can you define the correlation between the two? Okay, what do you understand by differentiation and integration?
So different integration is like summing up things, and differentiation is opposite to integration, as differentiation is breaking down into smaller.
And what is the range of sine curve and cos curve?
Sine curve is
Nikhil,
so minus 1 to 1.
and cos curve?
Cos is cos sir, same sir. मतलब
Are you sure?
yes sir.
Who is the president of India?
Currently it's Miss Draupadi Murmu.
Can you tell me the number of states which are covering Nepal at the moment? Number of countries which are covering Nepal at the moment, not number of states.
Countries which are covering Nepal,
Hmm. The
I think it's
bordering countries
India,
which are there, which are hmm?
India
Hmm.
and Tibet. Tibet is, if I don't know, it's currently under China or not, but Tibet is covering Nepal, and I think two only. Bhutan is not covering Nepal.
What is the conversion rate of USD to rupees at the moment?
It's 90, around 92, I think.
All right, Nikhil. I think that's it from my end, and I will have some feedback for you to work upon, and possibly you can wait in the waiting room at the moment, right?
Okay. So waiting room.
Is there any waiting room at the moment?
Who, sir?
All right. So I'll provide you the few suggestions with regard to the interview. Right. You also understood where you got stand down or where you got like where you were like you were like taking the gap in between when you were answering, right? So there would be a lot of cross questioning in terms of the technical questions which will be there, and there would be a lot of stress interview which happens during the panel. I was shifting from one question to another question, not giving you the time to process also, to analyze also. So you either you would know the answer thoroughly or you would not know the answer thorough. You would not know the answer at all, correct? So my recommendation to you is like when you know about the question, you need to be very much confident and you need to be very quick in answering in 3 to 4 pointers, and then the interviewer can move to the next question. However, if you don't know the question, you can clearly state, sir, I don't have any knowledge about that particular domain, but however I can take a guesstimate or a guess in terms of uh, in terms of whatever you have asked particularly, because taking a wrong guess or making the interviewer think that you don't know about the subject domain expertise will be a red flag first, right? So my high suggestion is that you should go with the basics about whatever you have done in Thapar at the moment, about your computer subjects, correct? About your engineering subjects, basics, right? Basic form, the thermodynamics formula, the computers formula, the functions, what are that, the gateways which are there, right? What are the maths, what had been the science, like what sort of the subjects a person can potentially ask coming from a BTech background. Now you come from a BTech background, I also come from a BTech background, from mechanical stream, so we both resonate with each other in terms of understanding a tech particularly. So I could have asked you the question from C++, possibly Python, or core Java as well, or maybe UI UX designing. I could have gone over there, but what interviewers usually focus is how your basics are sorted or not. Do you remember that, or you don't remember that? Correct. Second point is having an understanding about country, about our country, India, right? Economics, the basic terms, right? Budget systems. Abhi budget system had recently came across, right? Nirmala Sitharaman had given the budgeting analysis. Like, go through it. You'll understand the PNL. You'll understand how the distribution of the budget system had been there, right? And then how the gold, how the different commodities are doing into the market, where you should invest, how the market is floating around, what are the technical terms which are there, the GNP, the GDP, how the economics, macro and microeconomics scale usually flows by, so that you'll haven't just about, or you'll have a basic understanding about the finances in a nutshell, right? Third being the static GK. The static GK means like whatever the high, what like who has what has been the achievement in cricket, for an example, or football, FIFA, right? I'm just giving an example, right? Who had been a top scorer, who what had been the highest ranker player, or who had been a recent development towards a particular IAS, or a diplomat who had been there. That would help you to develop your understanding about the country, and the static GK also, right? Different neighboring states which are there, what are the kilometers, the longitude versus latitude of India, horizons of how big is the landscape of India, and how beautifully the culture, the every colony is staying in the same country, and how they are able to contribute into each other culture. These things, these spectrum, right? So we had a discussion for around 10 to 15 minutes particularly, right? 15 minutes at max, right? So in those 15 to 20 minutes, I will be able to gauge in those four areas across that where do you stand at the moment, and that's what the interviewer will do, the B-school interviewer will do. And also in the coming interviews, it would definitely help you up to streamline your profile and improve your profile moving further, right? So I guess that was my suggestion from my end, and possibly you can work on this, and we can have a next interview in the coming days or so. Right,
Okay. Sir, can I ask?
Nikhil, do you have any questions?
Yes, sir. So, sir,
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure, please.
so you said to study about the union budget. So, like, I was studying the union budget. So, like, I have to go through the everything, or I just did like Chat GPT and LLM or like Gemini for the pointers,
Yeah,
infrastructure growth
I
and
would
the
suggest.
semiconductor mission.
No, so that is a smart question being asked. So possibly you can take the help of the Chat GPT or the other search engines which are there. They would give you a crisp understanding about the different topics, right? Whatever you would want to understand, they would concise it down, give you a crisp understanding that whatever it is happening, these are the points which you need to retain. Now, when you know those points, Nikhil, when the interviewer will be asking you, you need to say those points, right? Including the numbers as well. For an example, the manufacturing industry boomed by 18% from FII 2024 till 2025, correct? So 18% boom had been there in the automotive. You knew it. You have stated it to the interviewer, and it is factually correct, right? If even if like I would know as an interviewer, right, it had grown around 15 to 18% annually, correct? So chat GPT is the smartest way, or the other engine will be the smartest way. So possibly you can take the help from there. It's not about the budgeting system, but also about the different basic concepts about whatever you're curious to study about. You can search about it, and that's what you can talk about and revolve your interview around that particular topic, right? So that would help you on a larger scale.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Any other questions?
Sir, like, what will be like? How do you think I be able to handle the HR questions? Like, as you told to tell about destiny or
So yeah,
factual
I
is
mean,
I know or I don't know. Like,
correct,
how
correct.
do you think I'll be able to handle the HR?
So in HR questions, what I usually follow is HR questions are usually diplomatic, Nikhil. Okay? HR in HR questions, you need to be morally correct in terms of you need to show your positive signs. Positive means like even if there is a gap in your profile, or there is something which is a red flag for a recruiter, or for for any of the interview in the campus has particularly, right? You need to how you can overshadow it and how confidently you can prove yourself that I am the person who is willing to learn and who is willing to come across the hurdle, and I am the right person for this particular campus, and how I can contribute and deliver moving further consistently and being an outshiner and an outperformer, right? You need to show your positives at the 100% or at the 99% scale, with 1% at the negligible of showing your negatives, right? You cannot speak about your negative structure process, that for an example, even if I will ask you as a question that what other calls do you have, Nikhil, at the moment, right? So you would say, sir, I have these sort of the calls. I would rank it down, particularly starting with IIM A, B, C, and then SIBM Pune, or then NM, right, or MDI, whatever the ranking will be. Then I'll be like, why would you keep SIBM Pune at fourth or fifth? Then possibly this is some sort of diplomatic situation which you need to avoid, right? And how you can avoid it? Possibly by understanding about the college, by understanding about what you want to target, how you want to position yourself. For an example, you if I would have been in interview, I would have said that that I am very much interested into marketing and sales, and that's why I want to join SIBM Pune. And SIBM Pune is one of the best institute who delivers into the sales and the marketing profile. And I feel that I am the marketing geek, I am the sales enthusiast. I would want to build my career into the sales leadership role moving further, and SIBM Pune is one of the great college to look out. I mean, in my ranking moving further. Or even if like the second question is, Nikhil, you have a less percentage in possibly in 10th and 12th, or you couldn't able to really focus in one of the society. Hey, Nikhil, you weren't like really focused into sports and extracurricular activities. What had been the reasoning to it? These are certain questions in which you can tweak your answers. You can be confident about your answers, how you can formulate it into the positive outshines rather than showing your negative. That totally depends on your storytelling, how you just take down the paper, you write the question, you write your strength and weaknesses, right? Focus on those 4 to 5 strength which you have har ek question ke, and then you practice that alongside. Why MBA? Why do you want to do an MBA? What are your co-curriculars activities? What had been your 10th and 12th journey? What had been your college? How had been your college journey, the Thapa journey moving further, right? What if you don't get your desired college? What will you do then, right? What are your weaknesses? What, tell me, Nikhil, what are your like what is that one thing for which I should not be willing to take you in my school? This is another set of the question which can be asked, right? So you need to be
Sir,
very positive
so
and you
for
need to be
this
strong in
question,
terms of positioning yourself.
sir,
Hmm?
for this question, like, can I say like I don't think there is any reason like you should not take me to into IFT or some
No,
the college.
you need to be diplomatic, you cannot say that. I guess is for this possibly the um, answer can be that no human is perfect at the end of the day. Everyone has their weaknesses and strength. But I feel that I'm the person who can improvise on my weaknesses, who can improve every day, and I am the person who is very creative, very curious, and a problem solver. I am very optimistic about my life, and I don't see any reason for me. I don't see any weaknesses or the reason for the campus for me to reject at the moment, and I'm willing to learn and contribute more in the coming days and coming future moving ahead. So this is the sort of a diplomatic, the grayish answer which you can give, right? You shouldn't be black and white. You shouldn't be either right or wrong. You cannot say that you don't have any weakness. Every human has a weakness. At any level, every human will have the weaknesses. Every human will have the strength. You need to focus on your strength.
Okay, sir. Like you told me to tell about destiny. So as you could see, like I could only speak about two lines. So what shall I do there? Like if they tell me to speak something about, they just give me like destiny, for example.
So, Nikhil, this is a part of design thinking, to be very honest, right? This is something about perspective, right? For an example, there is a bulb in your room, right? There's a bright bulb, there's a curtain in your room, right? What do you think about that bulb, right? When it is on, it's all about the perspective about a man, about a mind, right? About a human, that what he thinks about that particular object. That is the reason I gave you this one word destiny, and you got to speak. What? How is your thinking, right? Are you dreamy kind of a person? Are you creative sort of a person, or are you a very linear person that you would just take into the topic? Now, if you would have given me the topic destiny, I could have said something which is very unconventional. Is that destiny is something which is unknown by a human. Destiny is something which a man who believes in God and versus a man who doesn't believe in God. There's still a gray area whether there is a destiny in real or not. Howsoever, in scientific terms, there is no destiny. There's always a performance matrix, the streamlined structure thinking, the problem solving capacity for which how the person progresses by. But on a larger societal understanding and the societal biasness, we have seen destiny playing a huge role into our culture, right? Everyone promoting destiny, as in Shreyansh will be having a different sort of a destiny, Nikhil will be having a different sort of a destiny based on the kind of the karma, and based on the kind of the past life experiences, right? So destiny, my final thought to destiny is that it is a very subjective word, and it can mean different for different person in the different aspects of life. That is how you could have addressed destiny, correct? So there are different perspective how you could have thought about destiny at the moment. You
Okay.
explained me the meaning of destiny, I explained you the societal understanding about destiny, right? How society thinks about destiny, how a man thinks about destiny, how science thinks about destiny, what is the final conclusion about destiny, correct? Now this is where your brain is different than my brain in terms of how we think, and there can be n number of perspective: positive, negative,
Okay.
neutral, definitive. correct? So you try, my suggestion to you is कि try to portray a different perspective. Take one topic, कोई भी topic लो, think about it for 5 minutes, like 2 to 3 minutes, give a brainstorming, try to look it in a different 2 3 perspective, how you can frame your pointers and how you can deliver it accordingly, positive, negatives, and the neutral particular.
Okay. So, sir, like you asked me why do I want to do MBA, and like most people will say some story or something, but most people want a good job or salary or like want to just go for higher education. So, like, what the thing which I said is like okay, or I should like change the story or something. Like.
Yeah, so I mean, it is a very common question, which usually the panelists ask, that why do you want to do an MBA, right? So everyone, like around 90% of the people say that they want to learn, they want to do networking, they want to get into leadership positions, right? These are the common sets of answers usually you get, right? You come from a Thapar University, correct? Thapar is one of the good institute which I know of, right, in engineering. So I am assuming that you're a creative thinker, you're a innovator, correct? Rather than you rely on the college, you are the producer or you are the maker, you are the leader, you are the change maker, right? You could have said, if I would have been in your shoe, I could have said that uh, I am Nikhil. I'm very young at the moment. I am very curious to learn new concept fundamentals about how business runs, and I would want to, in near future, in 10 years down the lane, I would want to learn so much that I would want to start something of my own and generate the profitability of my business and take my college to the next level, right? How MBA will help me? MBA will help me to do the networking inside, to connect with the leaders, to connect with the like-minded folks, to learn from them, right? So that's where I think MBA will give me an advancement and an edge, rather than just focusing on the placement and just focusing on the money part, which is the subset of your skill set and the personality at the end of the day, correct? So I think you should focus on what you can get from MBA, what you can get from a degree, particularly when you get inside the campus. What are the skills you would get from an MBA? The soft skills, the hard skills, the networking, how you'd leverage that in the industry, or possibly how you'd leverage that in your business, even if you like start something of your own moving further. You can say it easily. This is something very unique answer. I really support that, because usually what panelist looks towards is something which is very creative and very unique in a person, right? First is the domain knowledge, expertise needs to be there, Nikhil. Domain ko you need to be really strong with it, right? Technicalities, fundamental पे strong रहना पड़ेगा, right? To impress the panelists, to impress the alums, right? Second is कि MB, you need to be slightly different from the rest of the crowd who are speaking about that they want to earn money and stuff, right? I hope I answered your question.
Yes, sir. So, sir, like, what do you think will like my stuttering or like my I wasn't able to speak. If a person is not able to speak English properly, that doesn't affect the interview. I think.
No,
What
that
do you
doesn't
think?
affect. In my point of view, that doesn't affect at all. What the interviewer judge you on is your knowledge and your structure thinking. That is it, right? Whatever time you take, it's all right. It's okay. They don't expect you to speak flawlessly or something like that. But having a structure and a simple thought process, how you can communicate effectively, how the panelists are able to understand you, will make you outshine.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. And the last part about the co-curricular and try including in your introduction, I would suggest you to include the co-curricular activities and the sports activities, which is in sync with the MBA, particularly how those skills can contribute for you to get into MBA, and how those skills demonstrate your leadership qualities, your team handling capacity, and everything. Correct.
Okay, sir.
So
So,
make it
sir,
more
like
aligned
I
towards your
was,
leadership.
oh, sir, I was like speaking like I regularly go to the gym, so I should not speak gym.
Sorry.
Sir, I was um, talking about like I regularly go to the gym. So
No, you should not.
what do you
You
think?
should not. So in co-curricular activities, usually you would say things like that, sir, I have represented X activity at Y level. Like X activity can be anything, be it karate, be it chess, be it carom, be it debating, right? And I have represented at a school level, college level. I have gotten silver medal or something like gold medal,
Even if
bronze
it's a
medal.
lie,
No, then you should not. Then definitely you should not.
because like
I mean, if you don't have
I don't
any
remember.
co-curricular,
No, sir, I don't
you don't
remember
have any
any.
co-curricular activity. Okay.
Oh, sir,
So
like
I mean,
in university, like I had interest in only gym and football. I have played football on school level.
so you can say it. You don't have to say it particularly that you have gotten a certification or something like that, but at least you were there in the team. You can say that. But you were very keen to learn about football. You can say it
Oh,
like that. But my suggestion again is like you should develop co-curricular activities. It's not too late. You're still young, and I have during since you also come from a boarding school. I am shocked that you don't have a co-curricular achievements. I come from Mayo. You might have heard about Mayo College Ajmer. It's one of the
yes.
popular boarding school, right? I mean, you must have definitely heard about it. So in boarding school, usually focus is there on the sports and co-curricular. I'd still suggest you strongly to focus on these aspects of your life because it will improve your personality and it would give you a CV pointers as well. So, could chess, any co-curricular activity, whatever your interest is,
In
guitar,
school, sir, I
chess,
used to play
or
football and
any musical
I like
instrument
painting as
or
well.
any sort of activity which can bring your creativity,
Yes, sir. Sir, I won certificates
hello,
in school level in singing. Okay.
hello,
Hello. Yes, sir. Sir, your network is not. Your image is also
yeah,
blurring.
yeah, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah, please tell me.
Uh, Sir, I was just saying, like, when I was in school,
Nikhil.
I enjoyed playing football, and I had won like some certifications in singing and painting.
So you can say that, no? You should say it. Whatever you
Okay.
have gotten the certification, you should include it in your introduction. Whatever the credible means, like whatever had value in your resume or in your profile, will add you right as a whole personality that you should add 100%, right? You should
Okay.
not say that I go to gym and I mean it is a part of the co-curricular activity. No, everybody that does gymming, everybody into sports. There's a very common subset point is that add something which has credibility. You have gotten a certification, you have got something like that, right? So that is
Okay.
it from my end, Nikhil. I hope I
Okay.
was able to
Thank you,
help
sir.
you and possibly
Yes, sir.
prepare for the next interview moving further, right?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir. Sir, am I audible? Um,
Hi, Aryan.
Good evening, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah, yes. So, Aryan, can you introduce me about yourself?
Sir, my name is Aryan. I belong to city Bathinda, Punjab. I am from engineering background. I have completed my engineering in 2025 from GNE Ludhiana in computer science stream.
Okay.
Yes.
What are your three weaknesses for which I should not? I mean, I should not take you in my campus.
Sir, I am short-tempered. Second, like
Okay.
I keep on piling things to the last date. Third, so I cannot recall right now the third one.
Why do you want to pursue MBA, Aryan?
Sir, I have my interests in mutual funds and stocks like I had developed in by while doing engineering. I had gained some knowledge about them also. And secondly, my father has been investing in stocks from 20 years. And third, I want to have a dual degree by doing MBA and MB finance especially, as I want to gain more knowledge and control of this finance stream and the mutual funds and stocks and the all the other knowledge required so as to gain a good
Okay.
place in the corporate.
Got it. Can you tell me the financial instruments which are used to evaluate a stock, whether is it in the profitability or into a decline? How will you be able to forecast that particular stocks?
Sir, first of all, we can check the EVM and the NAV. NAV is basically the price of the stock per unit. Secondly, it depends whether you are investing in small cap, mid, or large. Multiplex is a different thing, but mainly these are basically three. These basically are based on the rankings, like whether the company is in top 100, and 1 to 250 or 250 plus. Secondly, it depends on whether we are investing in debentures, bonds, or commodities. Third, it depends on the risk taking ability, liability of the client, and third, the safety.
What do you understand by PNL?
Sorry, sir.
What do you understand by PNL? PNL.
PNL. Just a sec, sir. Profit and loss.
Yeah, profit and loss statement. What are the
No,
components
sir.
to it?
No, sir. No idea.
What is debt to equity ratio?
Sir, I just have the basic knowledge of mutual funds and stocks. Like I don't have the deep knowledge.
Since you mentioned that you are quite interested about stocks and you had been investing into stocks, so
Yes, sir. But I am having just the brief knowledge.
what is the difference between the intraday and FNO?
Sorry. No.
Okay. Um,
So basically, I
okay.
have done an internship of 2 to 3 months, and they had told me about mutual funds and stocks. So basically, I have the
Aryan, can
basic knowledge
you
of. Sorry.
Aryan, can you tell me about one situation wherein you have taken a leadership initiative and you are able to solve the problem?
Sir, I was the overall coordinator of a 7-day orientation
Hmm.
program at my college level. So there I was required to manage all the freshers, which were around 7 to 800 for 7 days. So under my, there were 8 to 10 coordinators, and that was the biggest leadership quality according to me, as I was able to
What
handle the whole
what
crowd.
were the problems? What were the problems which you got through and how you were able to solve them? Just
So
two
first of all,
pointers. And
a lot of mess was being created as the students were not able to find where to go and what to do, how to locate the college destinations where they are required to reach, like the seminar hall or the TCS hall, auditorium, etc. So this was the problem, and how I tackled was I assigned my coordinators at different positions, which helped the students to reach the required destinations, and I personally helped the students to go through their problems, like not able to locate, um, solve the.
Aaron, tell me if I don't select if you don't get selected in the current campus, what is your next steps? What are your next steps moving further? How will you process this,
Um,
and what are your next action plans?
Sir, I guess that I'll give another try of repeating the CAT and then again trying to give the interview in your esteemed college.
Okay.
Second step is like if I do not get selected again in next round also next year, then I'll definitely look for another plans like either I'll drop out the MBA plan or I'll look for some lower options.
Aryan, can you tell me the length versus breadth of the India map? Like what is the length in kilometers from north to south till and west to east?
Sir.
No idea. Okay.
No, sir.
Can you tell me what are the neighboring states of Rajasthan?
Yes, sir. Mm,
Aryan, who is the chief minister of Rajasthan?
Sir, just a sec. Um, Punjab, Haryana, UP, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh. I guess that's it. Or I'm leaving.
Who is the chief minister of Rajasthan?
No, it is
Who is the president of India?
Draupadi Murmur. Miss Draupadi Murmur.
Who is the railway minister of India?
No idea, sir.
Who is the finance minister of India? Finance minister, I'm
Uh,
asking about.
yes, sir. Nirmala Sitharaman.
Okay, I'm gonna give you one topic. You gotta think like for 10 seconds, and you gotta deliver it for a minute, right? Your
Okay,
topic
sir.
is specs.
Try.
Specs.
Okay. So basically, the specs are something that is required when you are having myopia or hypermetropia or presbyopia. Like these are basically short-sightedness or long-sightedness. So basically, these are used by those persons who are facing these issues, and by with the help of these spectacles, we can remove these issues. Secondly, we might have also heard about increasing the number of the spectacles. So this is basically the inverted image that is formed in our retina. So it gets more distanced towards the cornea. So the number increases, and
All right, Aryan, that's it from my end.
okay, sir.
Thanks, bro. So I'll give you a honest feedback about you as a person, right? Um,
Yes, sir.
I mean, you are pretty honest, Aryan, with your answers, right? In HR questions, you have said uh, you were very honest about certain things that you are short tempered. You pile up things at the last moment, correct? And there is another. So I mean,
Sir,
I
one
understand
cross
that these are
question
the
can I
basic.
ask?
Yeah, yeah, sure,
Like,
please.
is it good to say that I'm short tempered? Because I guess this is the most negative thing I can have. Like a
Right,
candidate
right.
can
So
say.
that's what I'm trying to say. You don't have to be. You don't means like it's good
That
to be
honest.
honest. It's good to be an honest man. Honestly,
Okay, sir.
honesty is the first thing which a person looks. But it depends
Okay, sir.
on the kind of the situation and the kind of the question being asked, right? If it is going
Okay, sir.
against you, you need to rethink about it. That how you can make it more communicate it in a more subtler way, rather than saying that you are short tempered, right? The interviewer
Okay,
will
sir.
take it in a very negative way as to Aryan might be very aggressive as a person, right? He doesn't use
Yes, sir.
his brain and he might end up beating or going into a physical fight. This is a
Yes, sir.
red flag. Honesty
Okay, sir.
shouldn't be confused with using the right words. You're using the
Okay,
very
sir.
extreme words, which are a red flag,
Yes, sir.
honestly. So be honest. I am not against you being honest. That is a bang on thing, that you were very honest about yourself. You're a very practical person as to you were trying to project yourself. But think before you speak, right? That is a one major thing which you will get post this interview, right?
Okay, sir.
Uh, Domain expertise, you need to improve a bit. Learn more about the you have said that you are interested in mutual stocks, you're interested in finance. You should know the basics about these subjects, right?
Okay, sir.
Be
Okay,
prepared
sir.
to be thrown into the ratios, the economics questions,
Okay, sir.
the ratios which are there contributing to it, right?
Okay, sir.
How the inflations are, and what are the GDP, well, like the different financial metrics which are there, right? You can go through it.
Okay, sir.
Second is that you are creative, you are technical as a person, right? I gave you the topic specs. You talked about myopia, you talked about short sightedness, long sightedness, right? You knew about. So that is a plus point. I liked it. I like the way you were able to deliver scientifically. But you could have added some sort of the creative context also, right?
Yes, sir.
Specs,
Because I
specs,
had like
creative.
सारी physics ही मैंने बता दी.
Correct. So you could have gone into the abstract based thinking also, right? The creative, imaginative thinking. Specs can
Okay, sir.
make you feel like a Superman, possibly, right? An abstract based thinking, correct? Or maybe make you see a clearer world, right? What the other people cannot see, a spec people can see, right? Maybe, Malab, like you could have thought in that perspective also, rather than
Mentioned
thinking in the
about like
physics.
night vision spectacles, so the rays coming from
Yeah, the
front
futuristic
that
of
way.
the pros and cons of this, the futuristic of specs, how the specs are being designed, being to look cooler, or to enhance your personality, or to enhance your
Yes,
looks
sir.
particularly, right? I
Sure,
loved
sir.
your thinking, no doubt about it, but you could have thought this topic into a different context as well, right? So
Okay, sir.
now talking about your GK, please do work on your GK, right? You should know about India
Sure, sir.
in and out, correct? Demographic, you should know about plateaus, you should know about him. Do a deep study about hills, about whatever the current affairs which are going on, plateaus, and the desert area, what is the longitude and the latitude, bisectional of our country, right? What had been
Okay,
the
sir.
landscape, and what sort of the news which is going on at the moment, what sort of ministers are there, right? How the union budget is changing and stuff like these things. Overall, it was a pretty decent interview. You can try to inculcate good words rather than using short temper. That would be again my last suggestion to you. Please use decent words. I mean, don't
Sure,
use the
sir.
extreme words in the interview. That would
Sure, sir.
not look
Sure,
good
sir.
at the end of the day. Correct? ठीक है,
Yes.
I think that's it from my end, Aryan. I think you can drop off from here.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much.